The second Chase said he wanted a divorce, the homewrecker's belly was already on full display. I was pulling another late night alone at the office when the grief finally sucker punched me, hands on keyboard, ugly sobbing like a banshee for the marriage I'd just lost. And that, unbelievably, was what caught the big boss's attention. He showed up in a midnight blue suit, steaming takeout bag from Canton swinging from one hand, eyes soft enough to drown in. Past midnight, just the two of us and the humming copiers. My self-respect had already left the building, so I figured, hey, winter's here. Time I knit my husband a nice bright cheating badge. But Adrian set the shrimp wontons on my desk, passed me a wad of tissues, and circled the topic so politely it took me forever to clock his drift. He's into my dirtbag husband. My wail screeched to a halt. Eyeballs ping-ponged behind wet lashes. Chase in bed with another woman. I'd skip meals for a month. Chase in bed with another man. I'd happily set up a ring light and watch them cook. The empty floor echoed with my sniffling. One thought of the divorce papers and my heart shriveled like old lemon rind. They say marriages itch at 7 years. Mine started scratching after 5. Even calamine lotion couldn't save that rash. Yep, Chase found himself Brittany, who's swinging her 5-month bump like a VIP pass. And Chase is dead set on divorcing me so the kid can have a complete family. Barf. Wasn't it a true love when he married me too? Sure, our feelings lately were printer paper thin, but we were still an LLC of joint bank accounts. I figured we could coast a few more fiscal quarters. Now the paper's torn, and my cushy life plan has nosedived mid-flight. Back when I held 2 pay cards, life was milk and honey. Split the assets and my glorious work-life balance, heavy on the life, light on the work, becomes a ticking clock. How long can I gnaw through a mountain before it's a molehill? The math cracked me. I let out a foghorn wail, cursing my heartless boss between hiccups. My career was already coughing on fumes. Last week Adrian tore my holiday gala proposal to confetti, industrial-grade chili powder on an open wound. What's the bawling for? It's almost 2 a.m. A low, impatient voice detonated overhead. I jerked up. Mascara Jackson Pollocked across my cheeks. Through the blur, Adrian loomed beside my cubicle, dangling a Canton bag, my kryptonite. Shrimp wontons. He parked it on my desk. Eat. Stop crying. I lifted the lid. Steam slapped more tears loose. While nibbling, I darted side-eye at him, founder of Caldwell. Young, ruthless, nicknamed the Riverdale Reaper. Usually he audits us like a vengeful stepdad. Tonight, midnight snack service. Maybe my trainwreck marriage is the aphrodisiac and he's angling to comfort me into bed. The idea should have shocked me, but if Chase can outsource the husband job, why can't I subcontract a little retaliation? I was mentally storyboarding our hostile takeover, Adrian and me tag teaming to bankrupt Chase and send Brittany crying to mommy, when Adrian dropped the needle scratch. That Brittany, the one tunneling under your fence? I swallowed a sob, nodded. She's allegedly crapping on your head? It sounded almost elegant in his baritone. Another emphatic nod from me. He drummed long fingers. Feel like dropping a bigger load on her? Me? Double exclamation emoji. I almost atomized a shrimp dumpling. Absolutely. Let's go supersize. All you can eat. Next line out of his mouth. I want your man. Help me land him. Poof. Instant revenge on the mistress. I froze. Chopsticks midair. Come again. You want Chase in your bed? Had crying short-circuited my ears. I checked for hidden cameras. Adrian, are you okay? He cycled straight into boardroom mode. Zero blush. Perfectly. And I top. CPU smoking. I watched him glide to the whiteboard and ink a mind map titled Chase. Let's itemize your situation, he narrated. Bullet 1, marriage, mistress 5 months. Husband obstinate. Divorce inevitable. Variables are timeline and payout. Bullet 2, finance, even 50-50 on condo and cars. Your net is $5K a month. Minus $2K auto loan equals $3K discretionary. Riverdale cost of living, subsistence only. No movies, no flu, no socks. The numbers carved my foreseeable future. Ramen, ration toilet paper, Groupon haircuts. Decline me, he concluded, and life implodes. Plus I'll make sure nobody in this sector hires you. Try living on zero. A velvet threat, but still a threat. Except, he smiled, and we're partners. I get my prize. You exit with dignity, and $1 million. My gasp whistled. $1 million? Calculator time, 1,000,000 divided by 5. 000 divided by 12 is equal to 16.6 years of salary. Wired up front. He kept pitching. I'll park you under Caldwell's star project director. You'll skill up. Future-proof yourself. Even without the million. You eat, sweet mother of quarterly dividends. This isn't kicking me while I'm down. It's a Michelin souffle falling from the sky. He really wants my husband. Adrian, consider me your personal strategist starting now. I'll bulldoze obstacles and deliver. The groom. He extended a hand. Pleasure doing business. First order of real paperwork. The divorce sit-down. Chase strolled in with Brittany Ed to his arm. Her little bump displayed like a pageant sash. I steadied my voice. Went full nostalgic soundtrack. Remember, Chase, when we moved in we didn't own a table, ate ramen on moving boxes while you swore you'd give me the world someday. I spoke slowly, eyes nailed to his face, hunting for a single crack of emotion. If he still owned half a heart, if even a flicker of guilt surfaced, I might have rewritten everything that happened next. His barely hanging on behind might have stayed out of the fire, but I came up empty. All I saw was boredom. He cut me off mid-breath. Ancient history. I'm here to talk divorce terms. The last ember inside me went poof, extinguished. Cold, dead, fine. That made what came next feel like nothing. I dropped my chin, let my shoulders tremble, let the rims of my eyes redden. Okay, message received. I pushed too hard. But you're the one who wronged me, aren't you? Between you and me, I'm up for promotion and Caldwell Brass loves a spotless family photo. Next week's holiday gala, Chase. For old time's sake, do me one final favor. Show up on my arm, walk in, smile for 10 minutes, and I'll sign the divorce papers the next morning. No strings, retreat with an angle, plus a cashing in on past affection. It worked. Chase hesitated. Brittany's radar screamed. No way. Who knows what stunt you'll pull? What if you glue yourself to him? Her eyes spun, landing on a nastier idea. Fine. He can play dress up with you, if you hand back every designer bag and rock he ever bought you. Consider it a good faith deposit on your character. I let the struggle show. Those were gifts, voluntary. Mine, voluntary. You nagged and plotted until he caved. Stalemate. Chest heaving. I shot to my feet. I need the restroom. Cool off time. Lock clicked. Phone out, boss. The side piece wants me to return every purse and jewel Chase ever gave me or she'll veto the gala. I'm refusing. Deadlock. Adrian answered in a blink. Dollar value? I ballparked, maybe 200 grand. My phone vibrated. 300 grand landed in my account. Next text, stop wasting daylight. Stick to the plan. All those zeros looked like castle walls. I rubbed my eyes until they looked raw in the mirror. Pasted on a sacrificing everything face. And marched back out. I've decided. I really do want to be an independent woman. Material things. I released them. Under Brittany's skeptical squint and Chase's dropped jaw, I opened my safe and laid out bag after glittering bag. Bracelet after necklace. Until the bed glittered like a showroom. It's all here. Brittany pawed through, authenticating like customs at the airport. When she was satisfied, she flashed a winner's smirk. Since you're so reasonable, Ming Chase can escort you. Then she turned, voice dripping ownership, but you will text me every 15 minutes and FaceTime on command. Where you are, who you're with. Understood? Chase nodded so hard I thought his head might fall off. Gala Eve. Adrian summoned me to his office. What cologne does Chase wear? I blinked. Terra de Hermes. Same bottle for years. Drink of choice? Single malt. Says it tastes like testosterone. Question after question. Preferred brands. Weekend hobbies. Down to positions he liked in bed. Adrian fired them off poker-faced while I burned crimson. When I couldn't stand it, boss. Curiosity kill me. What do you even see in him? He lit a cigarette. Exhaled 2 lazy words. Fronts used. Backs mint. Rich people steamroll everything, including the idea that I'm either female or human. He tapped dash. Liking someone is a vibe. You wouldn't get it. I didn't. But for the money and the career ladder I saluted the vibe. He dialed the project director. Starting tomorrow. You mentor her personally. Forge her fast. My pulse skyrocketed. Corner office. Here I come. Gala night. Exactly as staged. Adrian swept in under the banner of a mingling with the troops and parked himself beside Chase and me. Tonight the devil wore charm. Witty. Well-read. Quoting macro stats 1 minute. Esports stats the next. Chase thawed under the spotlight, soon giggling like they'd been frat brothers. Brittany's first 15-minute WhatsApp popped. Buzz like a mosquito. Then another, and another. Adrian's brow knitted. He disappeared a hand beneath the tablecloth. My phone vibrated. 10 grand transfer. Memo, shut her up. I slipped away. Shot Brittany a clip of the boys laughing. Then rang her. Listen, my boss is courting Chase for a deal tied to my promotion. Keep detonating his phone and I swear this divorce never happens. I'll stall until your hair grays. She spewed curses, but went radio silent on Chase, and detonated my phone instead. Barren abandoned hag, scheming witch, deserve every wrinkle, on and on. Alcohol sloshed like acid in my gut, while Adrian monopolized Chase. I palmed the powder, tilted the glass. glass. Watched him drain it. Minutes later his eyes misted. Spine melted into the chair. Adrian purred. Chase overindulged. Caldwell keeps an executive suite upstairs. Stay on us tonight. Chase lolled agreement. I played grateful employee. At the door Adrian flicked a dismissed glance. I scurried off. Back in my room. Before the heels hit the floor, my phone spasmed. Where is he? Phone's dead. Why isn't he home? I manufactured exhaustion, blacked out drunk. My coworker Walt, remember him, checked us into a twin. Want proof? I FaceTimed her, swept the camera across my empty room, even propped the phone bedside so she could watch me sleep. Keep the feed on, she snarled. So I spent the night under her surveillance. With that stamina the woman could run NASA. Instead, she runs Sidepiece HQ. Dawn crept in. The first thing I saw on screen was her ghost face, rings under the eyes, hair like seaweed. You're up. Drag Chase out of bed and make him call me. Asterisk 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 now asterisk 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 the I answered meekly, killed the video, splashed water on my face, and walked toward the executive suite door. Chase and my boss were sharing. Knock knock. It opened. My boss stood there in a crisp shirt that looked pressed by lasers. A lazy cat ate the canary lift to one brow. The corridor behind him breathed something halfway between aftershave and last night's sin. What? Brittany. She told me to fetch Chase and make him call her back. Just then the bathroom door popped. Chase padded out in a white terry robe, hair dripping a cold trail down his neck. His face was parchment pale. His eyes refused to land on mine, and the way he walked, hips tight, thighs not quite meeting, every step a wince. When he finally saw me, color erupted up his throat. Shame, panic, the whole mortified rainbow. What are you doing here? Before I could answer, my boss cut in. Voice iced. You. Call Brittany. Then to me, you. Wait outside. The door slammed. A metal exclamation point. I stayed in the hall, ear glued to veneer. Low argument. A thud like furniture losing an argument. A clipped grunt. Eventually, the lock clicked again. Chase lurched out. Yesterday's suit rumpled like slept in tinfoil. His lower lip sported a fresh split. A bead of red that kept blooming. He looked like someone had unplugged his soul. He rang Brittany, mumbled an apology, then shoved the divorce papers at me. I signed. He signed. One copy each. He stuffed the sheets back into my arms and bolted for the elevator. I texted my boss. Papers signed. A bank alert pinged before I could exhale. $1 million even. Zeros stretched across the screen like a necklace of diamonds. My fingers shook as I typed. Thanks. So, am I done? The reply landed instantly. Calm. Imperial. Stand by. Great. I'd boarded a pirate ship with no plank to jump, but those zeros. Chase's bow-legged, beaten puppy shuffle flashed across my mind. Then the busted lip. An irreverent thought popped in. My ex's ass really is a high-ticket item. Sold. And I'm ready for an encore. Chase claimed he'd left some limited edition cufflinks in the old apartment. He let himself in like he still paid half the mortgage. I was killing takeout sesame chicken at the dining table. He parked across from me without waiting for an invite. So, holiday gala's over. Any word on your promotion? Yup. Thanks to your little stunt. Adrian's thrilled. Promotion letter hit my inbox yesterday. He probed. Voice light. Eyes not. Your boss, Adrian. What's he like? Guy had serious presence at the gala. I slid into fangirl mode. Stars in my lashes. Adrian. Straight off the rack alpha CEO. Young. Ruthless. Owns every room he enters. Half of Caldwell swoons. He doesn't even blink. Monk level self-control. Chase gave a half laugh. Doesn't look at any of them. Maybe he swings the other way. I widened my eyes in mock shock. Please. Guys like him have dynasties to continue. A boyfriend can't pop out heirs. I watched the relief flicker across his face. Tiny. But it was there. True. Actually, I buttered him up at the gala for your sake. Best you never mention me again. Huh. Don't want him getting ideas. I chirped agreement. Got it. I'm plankton on the corporate food chain anyway. We don't share air. Door shut behind him. 2 seconds later I was voice noting Adrian every syllable. Garnish included. Silence stretched so long I thought he'd missed it. Then one word buzzed back. Fine. Even through glass I felt barometric pressure plunge. Last time that happened, a rival firm tried poaching Caldwell clients. Adrian retaliated with business measures, stock nosedive, whispered investigations, and a rumor has it, their smug CEO spent a January afternoon shivering on a rooftop chat until he saw the light. I almost felt sorry for Chase. Almost. Life hummed along until our stamped divorce appointment. Ink dried. Steel bit paper. 5 years reduced to a whisper. We stepped into the corridor. Brittany yanked Chase straight into the marriage window next door. 10 minutes later, they emerged waving a brand new certificate. Brittany beamed laser pointers at me. Ex-wifey, 2 miracles today. You're finally out of his life. And we're official. Let's celebrate. After all, how many people share this unique geometry? I was crafting a polite hell no when a familiar baritone drifted over my shoulder. What luck. Looks like I stumbled onto a double feature party. All 3 of us pivoted. Adrian, charcoal suit immaculate, stood a few yards off, half smile flicking once across Chase's new wedding band, then to the crimson booklet shaking in Chase's fingers. Chase's complexion drained like someone had pulled a plug. Adrian advanced. Mind if I crash the feast? I chirped before anyone could breathe. It'd be our honor. Adrian. Chase's mouth opened, probably hunting an excuse, but Brittany scented photo op gold. Absolutely. Our pleasure. You can toast to our happily ever after. The 4 of us formed a mismatched boy band line into a steakhouse. Appetizers landed. Brittany cooed, Min, peel my shrimp, please. Chase moved like a malfunctioning robot, gaze sliding across the table every 2 seconds. Brittany flashed her rock. He's so good to me. His and hers custom pair, one true pair for life. She lunged for Chase's left hand to complete the photo finish. Nothing but bare skin. Where's your ring? I took it off to wash and forgot. Adrian leaned forward. His collar fell open. A thin chain slipped out, dangling, a ring. I batted my lashes on cue. Love that necklace. Adrian, super unique. He met my eyes, then glided the metal across Chase's line of sight. Gift from my significant other. Chase's fork clanged against porcelain. A tremor rattled his water glass. Brittany, gears grinding, swiveled to me. Look at Adrian, real taste. Not like bargain bin people used to knockoffs. Hey, Adrian, you single? My little sister just got back from Brown. Gorgeous. Connected. Want an intro? Adrian's answer was surgical and no. I'm taken. Chase shot up so fast his chair screeched. Restroom? Be right back. The second he vanished, Adrian folded his napkin. Excuse me. Left me and Brittany under the chandelier's icy twinkle. She hissed, nice prop. Renting the boss. Newsflash, men like him don't buy secondhand. Enjoy the preview. The feature will never be yours. I watched her stamp and shriek and suddenly found the whole thing hilarious. Sure, you're right. He never loved me. But tell me, how on earth did my dear husband become your type? She answered with perfect righteousness. Love is a talent contest. First come, first served. Whoever bags him keeps him. If you couldn't hold on to your man, that's on you. I gave a slow nod. So you're loaded with talent, which must mean your own husband is every bit as talented as you are. Brittany was winding up to claw my eyes out when 2 figures stepped back from the restroom, one behind the other. Chase looked off. His face was flushed, gaze darting everywhere. A few strands of once perfect hair dangled over his forehead. Worst of all, his lips were slick and swollen, clearly worked over hard, and the Hermes belt hugging his waist, its metal buckle wasn't centered by half an inch. Half a pace behind him, the boss looked fresher than a mint ad. My brain autoplayed a porno reel I never asked for. My stomach flipped. What exactly did they do in that stall? I don't want to know. Really, truly, I don't. I thought my ex-husband's universe and mine had split for good, until one night he cornered me in the condo garage. His hair was matted, eyes sunken, anxious rage radiated off him. Serena, we need to talk. I instinctively stepped back, eyes narrowed. What's left to say? The ink on our divorce papers is still warm. This is all your fault. That psycho boss of yours, he waited till I was hammered after the client dinner, dragged me to his suite, and snapped a stack of filthy pics. Now he's blackmailing me into being his on-call boy toy. That's prostitution with a selfie stick. He flailed his arms. Fix this. You brought the wolf inside. I felt nothing. No pity. No anger. Only the urge to laugh. Chase. Reality check. 1. We're divorced. Your virtue is none of my business. 2. You cheated first. Slapped a cheating badge on me. Someone's returning the favor. Karma's just late for dinner. You. Chase's face shifted from crimson to cyan. His finger trembled inches from my nose like he might collapse. I brushed the incident off as a weird footnote, until Brittany started speed dialing me day and night. Serena, where'd you stash Chase? Put him on. Your husband's missing and you call his ex-wife comedy gold. I don't know, and I don't care. She refused to believe me and kept ringing. I blocked her. Peace lasted 48 hours before an unknown local number lit up my screen. I picked up on instinct. Through crackling static I heard Chase's weak voice. Serena, it's me. Yours is the only number I remember. Help. Call 911. Adrian's a sicko. He's locked me in his lakeside mansion. I raised an eyebrow. Locked up. Huh. Did he hit you? Any compound fractures? Missing limbs? He didn't punch me, but he took my phone, grounded me, and he's waving those photos at me. A man has his pride, so no bruises, no curse outs, just house arrest and a little leverage to keep you obedient. Chase. Sounds like kinky roleplay. Ex-wife stepping in would kill the mood. Serena. You heartless. I cut him off. Listen up. Your libido. Your mess. Cops are 3 digits. 911. Don't call me again. I hung up and texted the boss, Adrian. Leash your pet. He's dialing my number. From now on, your love story is solo. Reply, won't happen again. I walked into the carrier store, ported to a brand new number, and emailed Caldwell my resignation. Thanks to the resources Adrian bragged about, I slid straight into a new job in another city. Block, swap, quit, move. Whatever epic romance Chase was trapped in, it no longer included me. I was stretched out in a spa, a seaweed mask worth its weight in gold hardening on my face, when shouting shattered the zen. Serena, get out here. My esthetician tried to stop her, but Brittany shoved past and thrust her phone at me. On screen, a wire transfer of 200 grand from Chase, plus an ice-cold divorce papers attachment. He told me to abort, take the money, the car, the condo, and vanish. Who the hell is he to decide? This baby is his. Mascara rivers striped her cheeks. I sat up slowly and motioned the beautician out. Through the green clay my voice sounded muffled. Looks like he's in love again, just not with you. Same exit package I got, though. Procedure's identical. You'll get used to it. Still, his payout to you is way bigger than mine. Call it guilty conscience? Brittany trembled from scalp to stiletto. I'm confronting that bastard face to face. Confront who? You know where he is? She froze. Complexion ash gray. Of course she knew. Chase had vanished off the grid days ago. Suddenly her phone rattled with a barrage of notifications. She glanced down, and the blood drained from her face so fast I thought she'd faint. Curious. I peeked. My ex-boss, the overachiever, had done the unthinkable. He'd sent Brittany several choice clips of cardio gymnastics. In HD, Chase acting the eager bottom, a galaxy away from his straight guy act, nuclear level shock value. Ugh. Brittany doubled over, dry heaving. I felt my own gag reflex and looked away. Talk about killing the heart and the soul. She collapsed on the tiles, eyes hollow. You knew he liked men. That's why you divorced him so cleanly, didn't you? I said nothing, just led along. Meaningful sigh escape. The last spark in her gaze flickered out. Events galloped after that. Brittany, in despair, booked the next day appointment and terminated the pregnancy. The bargaining chip she thought would handcuff Chase. For payback, she mass emailed every coworker, vendor, and client at Caldwell the eye bleach footage. Chase died socially overnight. He regained physical freedom, sure, but his reputation smelled worse than subway sewage. With nowhere left, he wrapped himself around Adrian like ivy on a crypt. A closeted boy in the gilded cage. But men's affection has a short shelf life. A year later, at my new employer's offshore yacht bash, I spotted Chase. From gossip I learned Adrian had got bored, tossed him to a circle of like-minded trust fund buddies. Life was peachy for everyone but Chase. Soon, word came his health crashed, something nasty and incurable. Adrian, finding his toy tainted, threw him out like garbage. Fate kept spinning. Wiped out Chase somehow crossed paths with Brittany again. He demanded she return the condo from the divorce, claiming he'd signed under duress. She jabbed a finger in his face, screaming he'd conned her into a fake straight marriage. Shouting turned to shoving, shoving turned to violence. End score. One slab in the morgue, one stretcher to ICU. No idea if my former boss caught the bug. For me, the whole toxic circus had finally lowered its curtain.